The Duggar family first captured the public's attention with their massive household and strict religious lifestyle, but as the 19 kids have grown up, their lives have taken dramatically different paths. Some have embraced a more modern way of life, while others remain deeply rooted in their conservative beliefs. In this 2025 update, we take a deep dive into where all 19 Duggar kids are now, who's still following the family's traditions, who's broken away, and who's making headlines for entirely different reasons. With new babies, unexpected reunions, ongoing tensions, and even a prison sentence, here's the latest on the ever-evolving Duggar family. Jana Marie Duggar. Jana Duggar first gained public attention as a teenager in 2008 when her family starred in the hit TLC reality series 19 Kids and Counting. Following the show's cancellation in 2015, she continued appearing on the spin-off Counting On with her sisters. However, since the show ended in 2021, Jana has chosen to lead a more private life, staying out of the spotlight compared to some of her siblings. Still residing in her hometown, Jana has built a career as a home remodeler and enjoys hobbies like gardening, traveling, and taking road trips. Despite generally staying out of controversy, she made headlines in September 2021 when she was charged with endangering the welfare of a minor. Jana later explained on social media that she had been babysitting when one of the children wandered outside unattended, leading a passerby to call the police. Child welfare authorities later determined the incident was an accident and that no harm had come to the child. In January 2022, she settled the matter outside of court, paying an $880 fine after pleading guilty. After taking a long break from social media, Jana returned to Instagram in May 2024, later sharing a YouTube video in June about her life on the farm. In the video, she revealed that her younger sisters, Johannah and Josie, were helping her care for their herd of sheep and put up a new fence on the property. She also shared details about her home, explaining that she moved into a tiny house a few years ago after purchasing a former temporary office building at an auction. A major milestone in Jana's life came on August 15, 2024, when she married Stephen Wisman in a classic elegant ceremony in Prairie Grove, Arkansas. The wedding, attended by 500 guests, was a grand celebration, bringing together both of their large families. Wisman, one of 13 siblings, comes from a family that shares values and traditions similar to those of the Duggars. Speaking about her big day, Jana expressed how much it meant to have their loved ones there to celebrate such a special moment. Jill Michelle Duggar Dillard. Jill Duggar Dillard grew up in the highly structured, conservative world of the Duggar household, where strict religious beliefs guided everything from daily routines to relationships. In 2013, Jill began a courtship with Derek Dillard, adhering to the family's well-known relationship rules: chaperoned dates, side hugs only, and saving hand-holding for engagement. Their romance was heavily documented on 19 Kids and Counting, culminating in their wedding in June 2014. Before 1,000 guests and a national TV audience, the couple shared their first kiss, a moment that symbolized the Duggar family's emphasis on purity before marriage. However, marriage marked the beginning of Jill's gradual separation from her family's strict lifestyle. Over time, she emerged as one of the most outspoken Duggar children, openly challenging the rigid upbringing she once embraced. Jill and Derek, who are now parents to 3 sons, Israel David, Samuel Scott, and Frederick Michael, have taken a different path from many of her siblings. She has abandoned several of the conservative rules she was raised with, now wearing pants instead of long skirts, sporting a nose ring, drinking alcohol, and even modeling swimwear, choices that would have been unthinkable in her earlier years. Beyond her personal transformation, Jill has also spoken out publicly about the darker aspects of her family's beliefs and their involvement with the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, a fundamentalist organization she now describes as cult-like and fear-driven. In 2023, she participated in the Prime Video docuseries Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, exposing the oppressive teachings of IBLP and its impact on her upbringing. That same year, she released a memoir, Counting the Cost, which provided an insider's account of life behind the scenes of the Duggar family's reality TV fame. She detailed how her father, Jim Bob Duggar, allegedly manipulated her into signing a contract without fully understanding its terms, leaving her with only $175,000 for a decade of filming. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar responded to Jill's claims with a statement to People, asserting, "We've aimed to deal honorably with our children, our finances, and our other endeavors." They expressed their belief that handling family conflicts in a public forum was not the appropriate approach, declining to address her allegations further. Ahead of her book's release in September 2023, Jill revealed that she no longer had one-on-one contact with her father. Despite the estrangement, both she and Derek expressed hope for reconciliation. Speaking on Christy Carlson Romano's Vulnerable podcast in October 2023, Jill shared that she was open to rebuilding trust, but was not rushing the process. "We want to have good relationships. We want there to be better trusted," she said, emphasizing that while healing was possible, it would take time. Jessa Duggar Seawald. Like many of her siblings, Jessa's life was heavily documented on reality television, first on 19 Kids and Counting, and later on Counting On. Following the example of her older sister Jill, Jessa entered a courtship with Ben Seawald, and the two wed in November 2014. Their wedding was a grand affair, attended by 1,000 guests and filmed for television, mirroring Jill and Derek Dillard's wedding earlier that year. Jessa and Ben wasted no time in starting a family. In November 2015, they welcomed their first child, a son named Spurgeon Elliott. 2 years later, their second son, Henry Wilberforce, was born in February 2017. Their growing family continued to expand with the arrival of their daughters, Ivy Jane, in May 2019, and Fern in July 2021. Most recently, in December 2023, they welcomed their fifth child, a son named George Augustine. However, Jessa and Ben have also experienced heartbreak along the way. In February 2023, Jessa opened up about a devastating miscarriage that occurred between Fern and George. In an emotional YouTube video, she recounted the moment she learned of her loss. "Nothing could have prepared me for the weight of those words in that moment," she shared, describing her immediate shock and grief. She tearfully recalled how she and Ben processed the painful experience, leaning on their faith and each other for support. Despite their challenges, Jessa and Ben have built a stable life for their family in Springdale, Arkansas, just a short drive from her childhood home in Tontitown. In early 2022, they purchased a house and undertook a major remodeling project to create a comfortable space for their growing family. While she has remained somewhat involved in public life through social media and YouTube, Jessa has largely stepped away from the spotlight since Counting On ended in 2021, focusing instead on raising her 5 children and sharing glimpses of their daily lives with her online followers. Jinger Duggar-Vuolo's path to marriage began when her older sister Jessa introduced her to former professional soccer player Jeremy Vuolo in 2016. Their relationship moved quickly. Jinger and Jeremy began courting in June 2016, became engaged just 1 month later, and were married by November of that year. Jessa, who played matchmaker, served as matron of honor at their wedding. Since their marriage, Jinger and Jeremy have built a life together, welcoming 2 daughters along the way. Felicity, born in July 2018, and Evangeline Joe, born in November 2020, following a miscarriage the year before. Their family is growing once again, as in October 2024, the couple announced that they were expecting their third child. In a February 2025 interview, Jinger revealed that she has been relying on her sister Joanna for support during her pregnancy. "We're kind of in the same season," she explained. "Joy has 3 kids and I'm going on 3 kids, so we chat a ton." Jinger has made headlines not only for her growing family but also for her bold stance against her conservative upbringing. She was one of the first Duggar children to speak out against the teachings of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, which she described as having cult-like tendencies. In her 2023 memoir, Becoming Free Indeed, she detailed how the strict religious teachings of her childhood instilled fear and control, shaping every aspect of her life. "The teaching I grew up under was harmful, it was damaging, and there are lasting effects," she told People. While Jinger still considers herself a Christian, she has completely distanced herself from the rigid doctrines of IBLP, focusing instead on what she calls disentangling her faith from the toxic elements of her upbringing. Her outspoken views were met with backlash, but Jinger remained steadfast in her desire to share her story. In January 2025, she published a second book, People Pleaser, which explored her personal growth and the struggles of breaking free from external expectations. Reflecting on her decision to write the book, she told People, "My people-pleasing before would never have allowed me to do that. I would have been silent." Instead, she found the experience so freeing, embracing the opportunity to be open and honest about her journey. Now living far from her Arkansas roots, Jinger and Jeremy have settled in Santa Clarita, California, where they purchased a Tudor-style home in August 2024. Their move to California has symbolized a fresh start for Jinger, one where she continues to redefine her identity outside the constraints of her upbringing while raising her children in a more open and modern environment. Joanna Forsyth. Growing up in the large Duggar household, Joanna was known for her adventurous and energetic personality, often preferring outdoor activities and hands-on work over traditionally feminine roles. Her tomboyish nature set her apart from some of her older sisters, but like them, she followed the family's strict courtship rules when she entered into a relationship with longtime family friend Austin Forsyth. Joanna and Austin had known each other for 15 years before they officially began courting. Their relationship moved quickly, and they tied the knot in May 2017 in a beautiful Arkansas wedding attended by family, friends, and fans of Counting On. Just a few months later, the newlyweds announced they were expecting their first child. In February 2018, Joanna gave birth to their son, Gideon Martin. Adjusting to life as a first-time mom came with challenges, as she revealed on an episode of Counting On. "Being a mom is in a lot of ways easier than I thought, and then in a lot of ways harder than I thought," she admitted, sharing her newfound appreciation for motherhood. In May 2019, the couple joyfully announced they were expecting their second child, but their excitement was met with heartbreak when they learned at their 20-week ultrasound that their baby had passed away in utero. The loss was devastating, and Joanna later shared her grief in an emotional Instagram post, writing, "We had our ultrasound, and they told us that our baby girl's heart had stopped beating." In the months that followed, she leaned on her faith, family, and Austin for support, finding solace in sharing her experience with others who had faced similar losses. Despite their painful miscarriage, Joanna and Austin remained hopeful about growing their family. Their rainbow baby, daughter Evelyn May, arrived in August 2020, bringing joy back into their lives. In May 2023, they welcomed their third child, a son named Gunnar James. Now a mother of 3, Joanna balances parenting with documenting her family's journey on their YouTube channel, Follow the Forsyths. She shares updates on their daily life, parenting experiences, and home renovation projects as Austin works as a home builder in Arkansas. Johanna Faith Duggar. Johanna Duggar's arrival marked a significant moment for the Duggar family, as she was the first daughter to be born after a string of 6 consecutive boys. Her birth was documented in Raising 16 Children, one of the family's earliest reality television specials, which aired in March 2006. From infancy, Johanna was featured on 19 Kids and Counting, growing up in front of the cameras alongside her many siblings. As one of the younger Duggar children, Johanna was often seen tagging along with her older sisters in the later seasons of the family's reality TV run. However, unlike her older siblings who became prominent figures in the public eye through social media and spin-off shows, Johanna has maintained a relatively private life since Counting On ended in 2021. Now a young adult, she appears to be focusing on her own interests rather than stepping into the spotlight. According to the Duggar family website, Johanna enjoys playing volleyball and drawing, showcasing her creative and athletic side. In 2018, she also demonstrated her musical talents when she recorded an album titled Happy Heart, alongside her younger sisters Jennifer, Jordan Grace, and Josie. While she has not pursued a public music career since the project gave fans a rare glimpse into her artistic side. Unlike some of her older siblings, Johanna does not maintain an active social media presence, making it difficult for fans to follow her journey. With many of her older sisters now married and raising families of their own, it remains to be seen whether Johanna will continue the family's traditional path or carve out her own unique future. For now, she remains one of the more private members of the Duggar family, focusing on her hobbies and life away from reality television. Jennifer Danielle Duggar. As one of the younger members of the family, Jennifer Duggar spent much of her early years growing up in the public eye, appearing on 19 Kids and Counting, and later Counting On. However, compared to some of her older siblings, Jennifer has maintained a relatively low profile in recent years. Jennifer is known for her love of animals and creativity. According to the Duggar family website, she is described as the most crafty member of the family, enjoying hands-on projects and artistic activities. Whether it's painting, sewing, or creating homemade gifts, Jennifer has a knack for expressing herself through arts and crafts. Her passion for animals has also been highlighted in various family updates, and she has been seen caring for pets and farm animals over the years. Despite her quiet nature, Jennifer has been spotted in rare social media updates from her family. In August 2021, her mother Michelle shared a heartfelt birthday tribute on Instagram, celebrating Jennifer's kindness and talents. Then, in June 2022, Jennifer made a rare public appearance when she traveled to California with her older sisters Jana and Jessa to visit Jinger. Jinger shared photos from the trip on Instagram, referring to Jennifer as her little sis and giving fans a glimpse into their sisterly bond. The trip was a unique opportunity for Jennifer to explore a different environment and spend quality time with her West Coast-based sister. Now in her late teens, Jennifer has continued to stay out of the spotlight, choosing a more private life compared to her older siblings. As she matures, fans of the Duggar family are curious to see what path she will take, whether she follows in the footsteps of her older sisters or carves out her own unique journey. Jordan Grace Makia. Duggar Jordan Grace Makia Duggar's arrival came at a time when her family was already well known in the reality television world as 17 Kids and Counting. The early version of 19 Kids and Counting was in its first season. Her birth was featured in a special episode, marking her as one of the Duggar children whose earliest moments were shared with millions of viewers. Growing up in such a large household, Jordan Grace was often seen on 19 Kids and Counting, usually in the company of her older sisters and younger sister Josie, who was born just a year after her. However, as one of the youngest members of the Duggar family, she did not have the same level of public exposure as some of her older siblings. Even after the cancellation of the family's reality series, Jordan has remained relatively private, appearing mostly in occasional social media updates and family events. According to the Duggar family website, Jordan Grace has a kind and confident personality. She enjoys creative activities, particularly calligraphy and art, which allow her to express herself through beautiful handwriting and drawings. Additionally, she has an interest in fashion, a trait that sets her apart in a family known for its modest dress code and simple styles. As she grows older, it will be interesting to see if she pursues this passion further. Jordan Grace has also played a role in many of her older siblings' weddings, often serving as a flower girl. With so many older brothers and sisters starting families of their own, she has had the opportunity to participate in numerous Duggar weddings over the years, making special memories along the way. Now in her mid-teens, Jordan has yet to step into the public eye in the way that some of her older sisters have, but with her creative talents and strong personality, she may choose to forge her own unique path in the future. Josie Brooklyn Duggar. Josie Brooklyn Duggar was born in a dramatic and life-threatening emergency. Arriving at just 25 weeks gestation, Josie weighed only 1 pound, 6 ounces, and faced an uphill battle for survival. Her premature birth and fragile early months were documented on 19 Kids and Counting, allowing viewers to witness the emotional and challenging journey her family went through as they cared for their tiniest member. Because of her early arrival, Josie spent the first several months of her life in the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, NICU. Even after she was able to go home, her health remained a concern. In 2014, when she was 5 years old, 19 Kids and Counting cameras captured a frightening moment when Josie suffered a seizure. Her eldest sister, Jana Duggar, quickly stepped in to assist as the family sought medical attention. Despite these early struggles, Josie has grown into a thriving, energetic teenager. The Duggar family often reflects on the miracle of her survival, posting heartfelt tributes on her birthday and during World Prematurity Day. In one Instagram post, they called her birth the most difficult time in our family's life, but credited their faith for getting them through. Now, in her mid-teens, Josie continues to live at home in Arkansas with her parents and remaining unmarried siblings. According to the Duggar family website, she is a ball of energy who is constantly on the move. She also has a passion for music and is recognized as a talented musician. While the specifics of her musical abilities haven't been publicly shared, her love for the arts sets her apart within her large family. As the youngest Duggar, Josie remains the baby of the family in many ways. Though she has largely stayed out of the spotlight since Counting On ended, fans continue to keep an eye on her journey, curious to see how she will carve out her own unique path as she grows older. Joseph Duggar. Joseph spent much of his childhood in the public eye, appearing on 19 Kids and Counting and later on Counting On. However, since marrying Kendra Caldwell, the daughter of the Duggars' longtime pastor, the couple has steadily pulled away from the spotlight, choosing to focus on their growing family rather than public appearances or social media updates. Joseph and Kendra tied the knot on September 8, 2017, in a wedding ceremony that was attended by their large extended families and aired on Counting On. Like many Duggar couples, they wasted no time in starting a family. They welcomed their first child, Garrett David, in June 2018, followed by a daughter, Addison Renee, in November 2019, and another son, Brooklyn Praise, in February 2021. While most of the Duggar siblings have traditionally announced their pregnancies through social media or TV specials, Joseph and Kendra took a different approach with their fourth child. Instead of making an official announcement, fans only discovered Kendra was pregnant when a family photo surfaced on Reddit, showing her with a visible baby bump. The baby's birth was never publicly acknowledged, reinforcing the couple's desire to step away from the public eye. Unlike some of his siblings, Joseph has shown no signs of questioning or stepping away from the teachings of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, the conservative Christian organization in which the Duggar children were raised. He and Kendra appear to be fully committed to the group's traditional values, embracing a lifestyle that mirrors the one they grew up with. While some of his sisters, such as Jill and Jinger, have publicly distanced themselves from IBLP and spoken out about its strict teachings, Joseph and Kendra remain firmly rooted in the beliefs and practices of their upbringing. Currently, the couple is believed to be living in Arkansas, raising their 4 children in a way that aligns closely with Duggar family traditions. With no active social media presence and no recent appearances on any Duggar-related media, it's clear that Joseph and Kendra have chosen a path of privacy, prioritizing their faith and family over fame. Josiah Duggar. Josiah was known for his outgoing and humorous personality while growing up in the Duggar household. However, since marrying Lauren Swanson, he has chosen to step back from the public eye, keeping his family life extremely private. Josiah and Lauren began their courtship in early 2018 and were engaged just a few months later. Their wedding took place on June 30th, 2018, in a ceremony attended by their large families and close friends. The couple's early married life was well documented on Counting On, especially their heartbreaking struggle with pregnancy loss. Before welcoming their first daughter, Lauren suffered a miscarriage, an experience she and Josiah openly shared with fans in an emotional episode of the show. In November 2019, they welcomed their rainbow baby, a daughter named Bella Milagro. After Bella's birth, Josiah and Lauren became increasingly private, stepping away from social media and reality TV. Unlike many of Josiah's siblings who continue to update followers on their growing families, the couple quietly deleted their Instagram account and stopped sharing details about their personal lives. However, rumors and reports from Duggar family followers suggest that Josiah and Lauren have since welcomed 2 more children, a daughter named Daisy and a son named Raw. The exact birth dates of their younger children remain unknown, as the couple has chosen not to make any official announcements. Despite their retreat from public life, one thing that has been occasionally mentioned by those close to the family is Josiah and Lauren's shared love of music. The couple reportedly enjoys singing together, something that has been described as a sweet and heartfelt aspect of their relationship. Josiah and Lauren still reside in Arkansas, presumably near the rest of the Duggar family. Unlike some of his siblings who have spoken out against the family's strict religious upbringing, Josiah has remained silent, making it unclear whether he and Lauren still follow the teachings of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, or have chosen a more independent path. For now, Josiah and Lauren seem content living life away from the public eye, focusing on raising their children in private while keeping their family moments just for themselves. Jedediah and Jeremiah Duggar. Jedediah and Jeremiah Duggar, the second set of Duggar twins, were born on December 30th, 1998. Growing up in the massive Duggar household, the 2 brothers were practically inseparable, sharing a room, hobbies, and even a home as young adults. Their bachelor days, marked by a laid-back lifestyle, including a ping-pong table in their living room, are long behind them, as both have now settled into married life and fatherhood. Jedediah, often called Jed, married Katie Nakatsu in April 2021 in an intimate yet classic Duggar-style wedding. The couple wasted no time in starting a family, welcoming their first child, a son named Truett Oliver, in May 2022. Their second child, a daughter named Nora Kate, recently celebrated her first birthday in early 2024. Jed and Katie frequently share glimpses of their life as parents on social media, posting sweet family moments and milestones. Jeremiah, the quieter of the twins, found love with Hannah Wisman, a member of the musically talented Wisman family. The couple tied the knot in March 2022 and, much like Jed and Katie, quickly embraced parenthood. Their first daughter, Brinley Noel, was born in December 2022, followed by a second little girl in 2024. While they maintain a more private presence online compared to some of their siblings, Hannah occasionally shares updates about their growing family. One of the more intriguing aspects of Jeremiah's life is his possible career in aviation. A recent social media post from Hannah hinted that he may be working at an airport, an unsurprising career choice given the Duggars' well-documented love for planes. Several of the Duggar brothers, including John David, have pursued aviation, and Jeremiah himself was known to have an interest in piloting. Despite their new responsibilities as husbands and fathers, Jed and Jeremiah remain close, raising their children at nearly the same pace. While their lives have changed drastically since their bachelor days, their bond as twins remains strong as they navigate parenthood side by side. Jessa Duggar. This month marks a major milestone for Jessa Duggar, as it appears he may finally be in a courtship. The 25-year-old recently posted a series of beach photos featuring an unknown young woman, immediately sparking speculation among Duggar fans. Given how private Jessa has been about his personal life, the pictures sent social media into a frenzy, with eager followers dissecting every detail. What stood out the most? The mystery woman, rumored to be named Maddie, was seen wearing a sundress with thin straps, a notable departure from the Duggar family's traditionally modest dress code. But perhaps even more shocking was the fact that Jessa and Maddie shared a front hug in one of the pictures, something that, in the past, would have been considered a major break from the Duggar courtship rules. These guidelines typically emphasize side hugs, chaperoned dates, and saving physical affection, like hand-holding and kissing, until engagement or marriage. With Jason's romantic life seemingly moving forward, fans are left wondering, has the Duggar family relaxed its courtship standards? Is a wedding on the horizon? While there are no official confirmations yet, Duggar watchers are keeping a close eye on Jason's social media for any updates. Given how quickly past Duggar courtships have led to engagements, it's entirely possible that wedding bells could be ringing in the near future. For now, the identity of Maddie remains unconfirmed, but one thing is certain. Jason's love life has officially taken center stage. Will he follow in the footsteps of his older siblings and marry within months? Or will he take a different path? Only time will tell, but fans are certainly staying tuned for the next chapter in Jessa Duggar's journey. James Duggar. James Duggar has been making the most of his young adult years, embracing adventure and travel in a way that sets him apart from many of his more settled siblings. Over the past year, he's visited several international destinations, including Switzerland, London, and Italy, documenting parts of his journey along the way. His travels suggest that he's stepping outside of the traditional Duggar mold, prioritizing new experiences and personal freedom rather than rushing into marriage like many of his older brothers. Beyond his global adventures, James also keeps busy with his YouTube channel, where he shares everything from family moments to thrill-seeking stunts. One of his more eyebrow-raising videos featured an intense game of soccer with cars, which, while undoubtedly entertaining, was also undeniably dangerous. The video showed James and his friends using vehicles to push an oversized soccer ball around a field, leading fans to question the safety and wisdom of the activity. But for James, it seems to be all about pushing boundaries, having fun, and enjoying life to the fullest. Unlike many of his siblings who have settled down early into marriage and family life, James appears to be relishing his independence. His travel-heavy lifestyle and willingness to take risks suggest that he's not in a hurry to follow the traditional Duggar path. Whether he eventually chooses to settle down or continues carving out his own unique journey, one thing is clear. James is making sure to enjoy the ride. Jessa Duggar. Jessa Duggar, one of the youngest Duggar sons to marry, is still happily settled in Texas with his wife, Claire Spivey. The couple tied the knot in February 2021 when Justin was just 18, making them one of the youngest Duggar couples to wed. Given how quickly most of his older siblings started growing their families, many fans expected a baby announcement not long after their wedding. However, in a surprising break from Duggar tradition, Justin and Claire have yet to have children. choosing instead to enjoy married life and take their time before starting a family. Their decision to wait is definitely unconventional by Duggar standards, but they seem to be in no rush, focusing instead on building a life together. The couple shares a love for the outdoors and animals, and they own ponies, which Claire has shown off on social media. Their Texas lifestyle appears to be more laid back compared to the hustle and bustle of the larger Duggar family back in Arkansas. Recently, Justin and Claire took a road trip to pick up a new truck, another indication that they are focusing on practical aspects of their life before jumping into parenthood. Fans have speculated whether their slower timeline is a reflection of their independence from Duggar traditions, or simply a personal choice to enjoy a few years of marriage before taking the next step. Whatever the reason, it's clear that Justin and Claire are doing things their own way, proving that not every Duggar couple follows the exact same path. Jackson Duggar. Jackson Duggar is the youngest Duggar son and the 15th child overall in the large Duggar family. As one of the last kids to grow up on 19 kids and counting on, Jackson was frequently seen as the mischievous younger brother with a fun-loving personality. Now that he's older, he's stepped out of the background and begun to carve his own path. A few years ago, Jackson graduated from Alert Academy, Airland Emergency Resource Team, in Texas, a Christian military-style training program that focuses on discipline, survival skills, and faith-based leadership. Many Duggar boys have attended the academy over the years, as it aligns with the family's deeply conservative beliefs and values. Alert Academy aims to instill strong work ethics, teamwork, and spiritual growth, making it a natural fit for the Duggar sons. In addition to his time at Alert, Jackson has also participated in Bible-based theater productions. A Reddit user recently shared photos of him performing in a Bible play, though details about the production remain scarce. It's unclear whether acting is something Jackson is seriously pursuing or if it was just a one-time involvement, but it shows another side of him that fans haven't seen much before. Now entering adulthood, Jackson is at a crossroads, and it remains to be seen whether he will follow in his older brother's footsteps, marrying young and staying within the Duggar family's traditional lifestyle, or if he will take a different path like some of his sisters who have distanced themselves from their strict upbringing. Either way, fans are keeping an eye on what's next for Jackson. Josh James Duggar. Josh remains incarcerated as of February 2025, serving a 12-year and 7-month sentence following his 2021 conviction on charges of receiving and possessing child sexual abuse material. His earliest possible release date is October 2, 2032. Upon his eventual release, Duggar will face 20 years of supervised probation, during which he must register as a sex offender and will be strictly prohibited from unsupervised contact with minors, including his own children. Additionally, he will not be allowed to access the internet without prior approval from his probation officer, a measure put in place due to the nature of his offenses. In June 2024, Duggar's legal efforts to overturn his conviction reached a dead end when the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear his appeal. This decision left in place the ruling of the lower courts, solidifying his conviction and ensuring he will serve out the remainder of his sentence. Meanwhile, Duggar's wife, Anna, has remained largely out of the public eye. However, in December 2024, she was spotted for the first time in 2 years, still wearing her wedding ring, sparking speculation about the status of their marriage. Despite the controversy surrounding Josh, Anna has stood by him publicly in the past, though her current stance remains unclear. Inside prison, reports suggest that Duggar has been moved to a renovated dormitory and has been granted certain privileges. However, due to his conviction, he is likely under strict monitoring and subject to limitations on his activities within the facility. While some of his family members have distanced themselves, others remain supportive, though they rarely address his situation publicly. John David Duggar. As of February 2025, John David Duggar and his wife Abby Burnett continue to embrace a family-centered lifestyle while maintaining a relatively private public presence. The couple, who wed in November 2018, are parents to 2 children. Their daughter, Grace Annette, born on January 7, 2020, and their son, Charlie, whose birth details have remained more private. To mark the start of the year, John, David, and Abby shared a new family photo in January 2025, coinciding with Grace's 5th birthday and John David's 35th birthday. The milestone came just weeks after the couple celebrated their 5th wedding anniversary. In a rare departure from their usual hands-on parenting, they took their first overnight trip without their children, offering fans a glimpse into their special getaway through social media posts. While they remain active online, their updates are far less frequent than those of other Duggar family members, and they tend to focus on meaningful moments rather than daily life. John David has long been known for his steady, dependable nature within the Duggar family, often taking on leadership roles among his siblings. He has been described as a pastor, continuing to uphold the family's strong Christian values, though he has also maintained his long-standing interests in aviation and law enforcement. Meanwhile, Abby, who worked as a licensed nurse before marriage, has shown her entrepreneurial spirit by launching a business, though she has balanced that with her primary role as a stay-at-home mom. Despite their public ties to the Duggar name, John David and Abby have carved out a life that prioritizes family, faith, and privacy. Their approach has resonated with fans who appreciate their authenticity and the quieter way they navigate life in comparison to some of their more outspoken siblings. What do you think life will be like for the 19 Duggar kids in 2025? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.